Everybody, welcome into the live podcast from the Performance Racing Industry Show here in wonderful Indianapolis, Indiana. It's the first PRI show since the COVID shutdown, and we're excited as hell to be here. What a fun show this has been. Keith, glad you could make it, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. It's just good to be here, Clark.
Oh, hey, Christmas spirit. Yeah. So, what a great backdrop we have here for you today. We're coming to you on the other side of Machinery Row. Machinery Row is right back through there, and it's pretty cool stuff. Pretty packed show, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah. Way more people than I expected. I don't know that anyone expected this much of a turnout.
No.
There are people you can see down here coming and going. So that's one of the hall entrances behind us.
Right.
And the show's still going on for another 2 or 3 hours.
2 or 3 hours. They shut down at 4 Eastern. We've been here since Thursday. We did Thursday the 10th. No, the 9th. Excuse me. I got in on Thursday the 9th.
You got in.
We covered the show yesterday on the 10th, and then we've covered it today. We've got some exciting videos coming your way. So make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. If you're watching this, you obviously are. If you just kind of run across this feed and want to watch something, figure out what's going on in PRI, you want to see some great videos and content coming your way, go to youtube.com/Parts Counter Gurus and make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn it from red to gray, and hit that bell up there to be notified when those videos come out. Talk about some of the stuff that we have encountered here that's been really cool that I think caught you and I both by surprise.
Yeah, so first things first, we read your comments, and you guys that leave them, thank you. And we try to stay objective.
Right.
And we do sometimes bring opinions into it, but we also try to just present as much fact as we can. So that said, there have been some interesting things here that I didn't expect to see here. The F-100 Ford truck that was restored with the Illuminator engine in it, motor, electric, in it, at SEMA is here.
Yep, it's the one that Jay Leno revealed.
Because this really isn't an EV show. And Ford also brought their Mach-E race car.
Right.
And that's actually in the creators zone.
Yeah,
right over
content
here.
creator zone.
Yeah. So that was interesting.
They call the room, the area where it's at, it's the EV, the PRI EV performance section, electric vehicle performance section, and there are things in there that we did not expect. There are some resto mods in there that have been fully electrified. We were quite surprised to see a C7 Corvette in there.
So Jay, everybody did an interview with the gentleman that restored it and converted it.
It's a really interesting story.
Over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That one's coming out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
It's an interesting story, and this guy basically did it just because he wanted to. So you guys that are curious about what it costs to put an electric motor in a nice car, we got the info, we got the numbers. Make sure you're watching.
And I think that some of you guys will be very surprised at the cost to convert one to an electric vehicle, and you'll also be surprised why he converted it and what he's been doing with it since. So that's a pretty interesting story. We talked to his sponsor, and thank you guys for being there also and talking to us. I have the name of that company. The guy's name is Mitchell Yao, and it's with Torque Trends. So any of you guys out there looking to electrify,
what's his website?
It is torquetrends.com. That is TORQUETRENDS.com. And the gentleman that did this electrification, this vet, is Wayne Bickley. He's out of he lived in California, but he's in here in the Midwest now. But the story's great, so make sure you check that video out, subscribe, It'll be out over the next week.
Coming
or so.
soon.
Coming soon. We'll just say that. Some of the other things for me that I was very pleased with, guys, was the turnout here. Amazing, absolutely amazing, and which tells me that our racing industry is continuing to grow and continuing to be robust. However, there's one thing that you guys need to know is SEMA's behind this. Obviously, PRI being affiliated with the RPM Act, which is basically saving our right to restore, modify, build our cars the way we want to build them. Make sure you go to SEMA.org and you'll find the RPM Act up there. You can go ahead and sign that and get involved. Also, if you want to become a member of PRI, this is something very new this year for PRI, is you can be a member to help them continue to grow the audience, but also grow the support for us to have the right to continue to build these vehicles the way we want to and go race them on the weekends or race them as a profession. So make sure you go over to SEMA.org for that, or you can go to the Performance Racing Industry Show website and just type that in, Performance Racing Industry Show, and you'll find it there. Did I miss anything on that?
No. So for those of you that have not been, and I was one of you until this weekend, I will tell you this is a very specific audience, and it is very targeted at that race crowd.
Absolutely.
So the RPM Act, all of those things are a central part of what's going on here. I mean, the slogan that PRI uses, and for those of you long-timers who already know this, is the business of racing, right? So that's the performance racing industry's tagline. And literally everybody here, all the exhibitors, have something to contribute to race teams.
That's it.
So if you are in any way, shape, or form interested in that side of the automotive industry, this is the show, right?
It is. It is definitely that. I mean, if you're a hardcore engine builder, performance engine builder, this is the place to be. You're going to find every piece of equipment you need to rebuild one.
And there's stuff here for the fans too, and there's
good looking cars
some
sitting here
swag. I mean, companies tend to not go down that road as much as they used to.
Yeah.
You really, I mean, I've always felt like if you're coming for the t-shirts, you're probably coming for the wrong reasons. You
Right.
want to see what the exhibitors have to talk to you about.
Exactly. And here's another interesting thing that we're seeing a lot of content creation here. They are promoting.
Well, they get it, right?
They understand. That's why we're here, to bring this stuff to you guys. Fox Sports was here. They've been interviewing drivers, restorers, engine builders.
Oh, they've got a stage that's been running the whole weekend.
It's been a lot of fun to watch the coming and going of some of these high-profile celebrities as well as drivers. It's been real cool. And when I say drivers, I'm talking from every genre of motorsport. Is
NHRA,
you name
funny
it.
cars,
Karting,
and there's some EV racing coming soon.
Coming soon. That's
all
right.
All of it.
So that's just the convention center. There's two halls: Yellow Hall, Green Hall, and then they segregated the equipment side, which is what they call Machinery Row. That's where all the engine builders go. That is where AERA was set up, which is Engine Builders Association. We attended a VIP party with those guys last night. Thank you to Jim, Steve, Chuck, Dave, Rob, and Ron for hosting that for us. We had a great time, good food, good beverages, and really a nice place to kind of network with some of the folks that are in the engine building business. It was a lot of fun, so we're very thankful to those guys. Appreciate that. You can reach them at aera.org, become a member.
So I gotta say, Jay, like, one of the oddest things that as I reach into my pocket here.
Yes.
So there's always the unexpected, right? Sometimes people are giving out things. Sometimes celebrities show up. You just never know some of these shows, right? So this is definitely a memorable one. I had a young lady yesterday, I think it was.
Yeah,
we're just walking down the vendors' exhibits, looking for interesting things to talk about, and she hands me
this. Now I gotta give a shout out to, just because it's clever.
It is very
the
clever.
people at RevMax, RevMaxConverters.com.
Yep.
Okay, and their phone numbers on this package.
Yep.
And I'm not quite sure. I mean, it's clever, but they didn't get the whole glove. It looks like they just gave me this finger glove for those.
Right.
It's just for one finger. I'm not sure. Yeah. Anyway, but a clever idea to have the ladies handing these out.
Well, just
I gotta. You know what this means? I gotta go back 4 more times to get one for each
one
finger.
for each finger. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
it.
there you
That's a good one, man. Clever. You know, I've been attending this show or exhibiting this show for darn near 18 years. That is probably one of the most unique giveaways that I've ever seen here.
Right.
Like he said, it's very clever.
Whatever it takes
Definitely
to be memorable, right?
Hey, we're talking about you, so there you go. It worked. Very, 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 very exciting to walk through that section, because of we were elbow to elbow in there. By the way, I mean, it was packed yesterday. And that's also a hardcore section too, because that's where all the turbos were, the superchargers, and, you know, the tuning aspect of the racing side of the industry.
Well, and Chevrolet is here.
Chevrolet,
Ford is here. I didn't see Stellantis make an official appearance.
No, I think I saw a Charger or Challenger or two here.
Yeah.
Not many, but yeah, it's a little choppy. But
you know what I just realized, Jay?
What?
We don't have our audio turned on for the live stream. Ooh, buddy. Keep talking. Let me get to work here.
Oh, we don't?
It's all right. For those of you that are watching my lips move and not knowing what I'm saying, welcome to my household. I'll be right back. I got to step around. What do they say? Please stand by. Technical.
Well, we can meet that up, right? In post.
Well, yeah, that's why you always carry a backup recorder, right?
Yeah.
So for those of you that have just been watching our lips move,
hey, thanks for watching our lips move.
I think we just got it worked out. 15 minutes in. This is the fun of live streams, everybody.
Okay. Here's the deal. Here's what we're going to recommend that you do. My bad. Was I supposed to turn that on?
No, it's fine.
Hey, look. Here's the deal. Well, we had audio problems the last time on filming too. This is
it's a complicated
difficult.
beast. It changes. So part of it is it changes every time you change locations or days. The kind of the requirements, how you're going to connect to the internet, and so on. Those all change.
Okay. Back to where we started, which we're not going to go through all that again.
No. Hey, you guys, this is the perfect reason why you need to go over to our website at partscounterguru.com and subscribe to the podcast. You'll get the full audio of what we just talked about, including my finger glove story.
Right.
From RevMax Converters.
RevMax Converters. And then make sure that you go back and listen to it, because we talked about the electrification of the vehicles here. There's a lot of excitement around EV performance, and there's some great stories that are coming out. I'm kind of fast pacing what we already talked about, so that if you have been watching, you know, and you're knocking on your screen thinking, well, it's dead or whatever, it was our fault. No problem. Sorry about that.
So I'm telling Side Shot that we're unmuted now.
Did he text you?
I caught it before he did. So you're slipping, buddy. You're slipping. Let's see. Hey,
are we going here?
Yeah. We are out there. It might be buffering, but we are definitely going. Or are we not?
Okay. No, it picked back up finally.
There you go. You got audio?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay. All right. Back to what we were talking about. So again, down here, this is one of the main halls. This is the green hall right back here, and that section is going to be Machinery Row. Our good friends at AERA are down there. We already told you guys that. When we're repeating ourselves for the live feed here, so just telling you that. Been a great show. I'll say this: I'm excited to come back next year. I think it's been a good show for us. Keith and I were not really sure whether or not this thing would suit what we were wanting to do.
Well, like we said, it's very focused. It is the business of racing. It is anything and everything to do with the racing industry, but that has to do with engine rebuilding. I mean, just down to literally the nuts and bolts of racing engines. Now, there were some cool toy hauler, RV trailer stuff over in the stadium, which is the Lucas Oil Stadium, and the little tunnel we walked through to connect between the show and the stadium. We got to see all that.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Those things were not. One of them was not as pricey as you thought it was going to be.
Yeah, don't you be careful here because my wife's probably watching. So
yeah, I'm just saying.
But she knows I've been looking for an enclosed trailer. Honey, I think I found one.
Yeah, it's pretty nice actually. But price-wise, I was surprised, frankly, at how I wouldn't call it inexpensive, but how competitively priced it was.
Right.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Well, they're all over the map. So some of them have hydraulic lifts in them for the vehicles, and that's going to add a tremendous expense. Some of them have what they call an emergency side access door. So think of it like a ramp, but it's on the side of the trailer and it pops open sideways. And the more convenient features you have, of course, the higher the price.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. Okay, you live participants. Make sure you leave us some comments here as we're.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and pull open
and see if you've got any questions. Maybe we can answer those for you while we're talking here. In the meantime, I'm still fascinated with the fact that it is 1:20 Eastern, and the show closes at 4. They still have a steady stream of people in the halls, even on the third and final day of the show. For those of you who have never been here, this show is typically the first or second week in December every year, and it is a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday show. You can get in, become a member. It's not like open to the public, but you can get in. So just make sure that you just go to the PRI website, Performance Racing Industry Show website, to find out how to get in. If you are an engine builder, you can get in as a business. You just have to show proof of business. We are media, so obviously we have access to just about anything we want, which was kind of nice for us because they gave us the floor every day at 8 a.m. We were free to walk about the halls as we wished, and I thought it was very well laid out and very well planned.
So and I got to go back to just what we said a couple minutes ago. Apparently my wife is watching because she said, if you get a trailer, what do I get? So it was very well planned out.
Engine Rebuilders Association.
I'll buy you a membership.
Yeah, stocking hat.
Right. Oh, t-shirt. So it was very planned out. To your question, very well planned out. It was very well laid out.
I kind of think I might have even liked it better than SEMA.
Some parts of it. I mean, SEMA's so big, right? Yeah.
But as far as our access and our ability to be able to navigate as freely as we did,
right,
it really helped.
Yep.
I mean, as creators, as podcasters, to be able to have access to your gear and readily available,
right,
was wonderful. They have hotels that are, they have 4 or 5 hotels that are like connected to this thing.
Yeah, and I mean, don't try to book dinner anywhere during the show if you don't weeks and weeks and weeks ahead of time, because it's.
Pro tip, guys.
They're booked.
They're booked. Pro tip though, if you are going to come next year and you want to eat at a fine establishment in town, if I were you, I would go ahead as soon as they announce the dates for next year's show. I would go ahead and reserve a restaurant, a table for yourself, because otherwise you're going to be waiting in line for hours to try to get in. I walked around the city my first night in just to get a quick bite after I flew in. Probably 2 hours trying to just find one open seat at a bar to sit down and eat. And I finally was able to get into P.F. Chang's and get some edamame and some fried rice, and it was delicious. So was that Two Hearted Ale. That was really good. Have you ever had Two Hearted Ale?
I have.
By Bell's?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan, but
it's good.
Yeah, that's more your speed.
Yeah, I like it.
So, what else, man? Is there anything that you saw that you're still thinking about that, you know, drew you to the show? I mean, you know, I kind of enjoy the interaction with a lot of the exhibitors, probably more than the actual content. But
yes,
what's your take?
I would say for me, I enjoy it coming to this show specifically because of it's like a family. This industry the racing industry is like a family, and the exhibitors, the suppliers of all the engine components, the cylinder heads, the blocks, the turbos, everything you can imagine revolving around the racing industry, it's here. And what's cool is they will take the time to talk to you one-on-one. There was never any sense of urgency to get out of a conversation when we were talking to anybody.
It's because you're you. I mean, let's be honest, right?
Well, it's true. It's true. Oh, and we got to see our good friend Dave Monahan. Over at Goodson Goodson Tooling Supplies. Thanks to Dave, and make sure you're subscribed. Again, we've got a
not shy in front of the camera.
Not at all. Dave is happy retirement to Dave.
Yeah.
That's coming up soon. He's going to be retiring, and he's looking to get into some content creation of his own. So be looking forward to that.
Well, Dave, my advice to you is don't forget to plug the mic in when you start.
That helps, you know,
and turn it on.
And thank you to any of you guys that are still watching, even after we were, you know. No subtitles. We couldn't even give them that.
Right.
You know, nothing, man. So.
I'm just telling you, man. It's just like being at my house, everybody. My lips are moving and nobody's listening. So that's sort of par for the course, right?
So, would you do it again?
Would I come back here?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I was telling Jay off camera before we started the show. I wish it wasn't in December. Indianapolis is. I mean, there's good and there's bad to it because it's so dreary outside. They actually had like tornadic activity throughout the Midwest yesterday.
Yep.
You don't want to go outside, and so that sort of forces everybody to stay in on the show. But it's just kind of the travel in December kind of.
It can be iffy, and I can tell you that I've never gotten trapped in a storm, but I've had to drive through them, and it's not fun. When you're going south out of Indianapolis or north, any of you know the position where this city is at, you can get some pretty mean snowstorms, winter storms that can fire up in this area and dump a lot of snow very quickly, and it gets cold. It was 60 degrees at I think like 5 this morning, and now it's in the 40s. It dropped like a rock. It's supposed to get in the 20s tonight. Keith's going to be going back home. I myself am going to be staying in the Indianapolis area for a few more days. I've got some friends to visit. My wife is flying in, so I'm very happy about that.
Well, enjoy your stay here.
Yeah.
Better you than me.
Yeah.
I will be heading to warmer climate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I want to just toss out, guys, if any of you that are watching on the live stream side have questions, I just pulled up the stream feed here so that if you want to chat us, if you've got anything you want to know or you want us to try to grab some content on while we're here, we're going to be here for a few more hours. Just give us a heads up and I'll see what we can work out. We've got a fun little holiday video that we're going to shoot, and I'm going to just tease this, Jay, because I think it will entice everybody to get subscribed and stay subscribed.
Yeah.
So we've typically done kind of a blooper reel for Christmas. It's always fun. It's probably one of the highlights up for us that we do every year.
Yeah.
We're gonna run around in the hall in some festive apparel. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. You have to make sure you watch the video to find out.
Yep.
And wish some people Merry Christmas and just see how that interaction goes.
Yeah.
So
That'll be fun.
Should be quite entertaining.
All right. So I guess, man, looking back over the last 2 years, and just for you folks out there wondering, how is the racing industry? I'll tell you how the racing industry is. We have been told, and we've seen it, that the engine building industry really has thrived through this pandemic. And if anything, performance shops really ticked up in business because people had a little bit more time on their hands and they were ready to do some restos.
So they got the time factor. They got this project that's been sitting around waiting on them.
Yeah.
They may have the inability to either get another vehicle to get parts,
Right.
or some combination of those,
Right.
and so they went, hey, I can get the parts that I need
Right.
for this resto, or I've already got them and it's waiting on me. I'm gonna get busy. So there definitely was an uptick there.
Yeah, and of course these guys are, same as anybody else in any industry out there. Getting product in has been a bit of a challenge, but some of the suppliers that we talk to have innovated enough to where they're able to keep some product trickling in, and these guys are able to get these jobs done and get out there and race and get back to try to some sort of normalcy with that. I think we're coming out of that.
Well, here there's absolutely no admission at all that there's even any sort of viral issue going on right now.
Right.
I mean, it's just wide open, as you pointed out. So
yeah, it is.
It's interesting to me. I think, didn't I make the comment to you yesterday? Like, I know that the show was canceled last year.
Yeah.
This show here was not on last year.
That's right.
And I think I
did a road
show.
show.
The city was in kind of a shutdown mode, and
It was.
I guess so. What we're not telling you is that Jay and I, having been at SEMA a month ago, where you couldn't go indoors in the convention center in a hotel without a
Casinos,
mask
yeah.
on, it is a completely different animal in this state
Right.
at this show. And they're both run by SEMA, so it's just the owners of the property, I'm sure. The
That's
city,
it. The city itself,
whatever.
they don't have a mandate in
Right.
place. But that's not to say that there aren't people wearing masks. I think
Yeah.
they're wearing masks out of their choice, and that's perfectly fine. If you want to do it, do it. I don't blame you. Keith and I both are vaccinated, fully vaccinated and boosted, so we feel okay about it. We've done our due diligence to try to keep people safe out there and keep ourselves safe, and hopefully nobody comes down with any major illnesses from this. But we'll see. It remains to be seen. We're on your side, everybody, and we feel that everybody has the right to choose and do whatever they want to do. And if you do it with conscience, and just understand that we're all in this together, people. So just like this industry, we're all in it together. That again is one of the main reasons why we were here, is because of the fact that it's part of our lives, our daily lives, in creating content for you, podcasting. This is an industry that will never dry up for content, man. If it does, then
just
the
about the
automotive
time
industry will.
one thing goes away, there's something new.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the interesting part that we're seeing now, because there is some concern over, hey, we just did a news segment last week on Stellantis, and the CEO said, I'm being pushed by governments. There's all kinds of peer pressure that's making us have to go down the road of an electric vehicle.
Right.
Lots of models in our catalog, but it's too cost prohibitive right now, and so there's a little bit of uncertainty there that's sort of making people, is it going to die? But it's reassuring to me to see that things will continue. Right? There are plenty of good options available regardless of what you're into, and a lot of them are here.
Yes, absolutely, they are. Man, we picked a bad place to pocket. There's like a pizza place over here and a chicken, and wow, grab and go. This is amazing.
Here, let me see if I can grab a quick.
See if you can you do this real quick? Yeah. So what Keith's going to do is going to kind of show you the I'm just focusing on like how many people are down here. I mean, look at they're still here.
Well, that's just one entrance, right?
Yeah, it's a single entrance in really a side of a hall that's not really heavily traveled. But look how heavy it is now, man. I mean,
yeah, it's kind of a back door secret area.
Yeah, it's after lunch. but they still got people lined up eating. There's a lot of cool things in this building going on. Like we said, there's builds going on. Even outside of the halls, I think there were things going on at the track out here in Speedway. For those of you who don't know, the track itself, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, is actually in Speedway, Indiana.
That's weird. Why would you
call it that?
Right. Yeah.
Right. So if you didn't know that, there you go. There's a fine piece of information for you. But I don't. One thing that didn't really stick out to me was there was no specific brand of OEM that was like everywhere, except you'll never guess what we saw here. More Broncos, man.
Yeah, this is really not the place for them, but
No.
Yep, sure enough.
It was an off-roading performance company.
Right.
And
Because they race off-road?
Yes,
also?
they race
Right.
off-road, and that's a big deal. So that's why the Broncos were here. But you got to watch our video over on our channel at youtube.com/Parts County Gurus. I know you're watching if you're watching this, and that's where you're going to see it. But we did this. It was we basically filmed all the Broncos of SEMA, and it's kind of a fun video to watch because we literally one by one counted and captured those images for you guys. That was a lot of fun to shoot that,
Yes.
by the way.
Yeah.
A tremendous
sure.
amount of fun. So me personally had a great time. Got to see some old friends, people that I've worked with over the last 20 plus years in this industry. It was good to have some beverages and eat some food and just see some good old people and just see people again, see their faces again, man. And get back out after
It's
it.
the interaction part that I was talking about.
Yeah.
Race cars are cool. Don't get me wrong, but there is a certain. Do you think it maybe has a little bit to do with sort of what you were just saying about you're in this habit of seeing these folks on a regular basis, and that gets taken away for a year and a half,
right?
And then you get to see them again, and everybody's a little bit more enthusiastic this time around.
Yeah, I think so. I hugged a few people, man. Which is always nice to see your old friends and press the flesh, if you will, and shake some hands. Where are you going? What kind of thoughts were
There's
going
a joke in there about,
There's a joke,
live entertainment doesn't count, hugs don't count, or whatever. We're not in
hugs-
Vegas.
we're
None of
not
that
in Vegas.
happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that it would have happened in Vegas either. Just saying. Okay, so.
Funny
All right,
stuff.
man. We're gonna go hit the floor for a little bit in full festive apparel. Before we do, any other closing thoughts as you check our feed on your?
Yeah, I all I can say is this: is the performance racing industry is full steam ahead. I'm excited for it. Again, good to see some of these old faces that I've seen for years selling the product that they're selling and keeping us going. Business is coming back, so that's a sign. It's a sure sign we're on the mend, and I'm happy for us as an industry, and I'm happy for us as content creators and podcasters to have had this opportunity and to continue to have these types of opportunities. So thank you to PRI for that. Thank you SEMA for that. Thank you to all the organizations out there that make this thing continue to go around. So outside of that, make sure you subscribe to the podcast, which is partscountyguru.com.
Click on the there's a what is it called, Jay? Podcast links?
Yes.
In the top left area of the
Podcast
website.
links. So you want to take us out or anything?
Yeah, so this is going to be a short and simple one, everybody. If we don't get back to another podcast before the holidays, and we're not sure right now, we're going to take a little bit of a break. Jay's on a little bit of a break. Just in case, everybody have a great holiday season. Which includes, of course, Merry Christmas and everything else that you celebrate that I can't think of at the moment, Hanukkah included. If we don't get a chance to see you before then, we'll see you in the new year.
Absolutely. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, or whatever you call it. Cheers, guys. Thanks.
All right, so that's Jay. I'm Keith, coming at you live from the PRI show in Indy.